Today is a super exciting day here at Carriage Kia of Woodstock. You guys remember me, my name's Austin. This is the all-new 2021 Sorento. We just got 3 of them in, 2 LX models, and this one's an S model. And today, we're actually gonna go through this car. We're gonna experience this car, and I'm gonna show you why this is probably going to make Kia a leading brand in the industry if they aren't already, okay? So let's check out this car in its entirety, and let's see what makes this model so much more innovating, so much more exciting, so much more athletic, and based on what you can see already, so much more attractive. So let's go through this car and let's see what it's doing. So first, let's talk about Kia's design language, right? So everybody knows the famous Telluride, the K5, and now we have the Sorento. They're doing a lot of things here, okay? For one, you see they're working with the Tiger Nose grille in the front. It is gloss black on this model. You have standard LED lighting on the Sorento. These are going to be reflector housings. On higher trim levels, you get the option of projector beam housings for the LED lights. You do have this LED running light. It'll also double as an indicator on higher trim models as well. So you do have that on the Sorento. You will have black garnishes on the side here. These vents, they are not fake. They're actually true vents. Mimics the Tellurides. Helps with brake cooling, but also helps with aerodynamics, because again, in a large SUV, you do want fuel economy, okay? So in saying that, let's talk about what's under the hood, okay? This is the S model, okay? Second from the top now. It used to be third from the top, technically, or actually second, depending on your model. But this model does have a naturally aspirated, all-new 2.5 liter 4-cylinder, anywhere between 180 and 190 horsepower, about 195 foot-pounds of torque. It gets up and goes for what it's worth. It is paired to an all-new 8-speed automatic transmission, shared with a few other models between the Hyundai Kia group, which is really nice. So in saying that, this is a 2-wheel drive model, and you can expect to get about 29 to 33 miles a gallon highway, depending on how you drive and what drive mode you're in, okay? Let's talk about these wheels, okay? These wheels right here, they're wrapped in Continental tires. So these are actually going to be a new wheel style for the Sorento. These are 18s, okay? This is a 2-wheel drive model, so nothing special there. But the design of the wheel, it's a little bit more aerodynamic in shape, but I do like the design. It looks kind of like a blade, so it does give it a little bit of edge here. And let's talk about probably my favorite thing on the Sorento, this color. Anybody close knows that blue is my favorite color, and this is probably the absolute prettiest blue I've seen on an SUV ever. This is gorgeous. Glad that it's actually one of our first Sorentos that we got in this color. So, and then one thing I do want to make note, that on a S model, you do get the option of a panoramic sunroof. This specific one does not have that option, okay? So, let's go through some more features, shall we? Let's talk about the rear of the Sorento here. So we do have this new body style. So you do have a split taillight design, okay? A lot of people notice a lot of Telluride influence in the back here, okay? This model does have halogen taillights, okay? On the SX trim and above, you will get LED brake light units. Your reverse light's actually back here in the bumper. So kind of interesting how they're doing that, okay? But it is a split taillight design. This is your brake light unit and your running light. This will actually be your indicator, okay? In addition to that, you do have rear parking sensors on this car, which is also really nice. You do get that on this trim level. And then on top of that, you don't see a rear wiper anywhere, and that is because it's actually hidden underneath here, okay? Range Rover innovated that. A lot of companies are starting to take notice. Chevy did it with a Tahoe and Suburban, if I'm not mistaken, and now Kia's doing it on their Sorento, okay? In addition, you do have an electronically released tailgate. So it goes up, normal. This one does have a manual tailgate. If you do want to opt for a power tailgate, you are going to have to go to a higher trim. And then, of course, you do have this kind of faux exhaust garnish back here. So it is a fake exhaust, but I still think stylistically it looks really good, okay? One thing I do like that they did, the Sorento badge goes all the way across. Another thing that they did, they made the S badge pretty tiny, but it's still there, so that way you know what trim level you're looking at, okay? Other things, just small things. The fuel filler cap, it is a push one, but nothing big there. All right, so stepping into the second row of the Sorento. Let's talk second row. So biggest thing you're gonna notice here is it's truly a baby Telluride, okay? For one, you've got the USB chargers in the seat backs. They are fast charge USBs. You do have vents for the rear passengers as well, and then you do have a 12-volt power outlet with a fast charge USB for the second row also. My favorite thing that they have added to the Sorento for the second row, look at that, in the door pocket. You have a cup holder here, a fixed in place cup holder, in addition to the ones you have in the middle. It's amazing. I love it. I absolutely love it. Okay. In addition to that, you do have this new door garnish that I think looks really nice. It is textured, kind of like the one that they put in the Kia Soul. I'm a big fan of it. I think it looks really well done here, and it feels very good. Okay. Another thing that you'll notice, new door grabs, which feel amazing. They feel so well put together. Honestly, if you blindfolded me, I wouldn't be able to tell you if it's a BMW, Mercedes, Kia, Bentley, doesn't matter. It feels very well put together, okay? So, very, very nice. This is actually synthetic leather, though it feels very real. It's very soft, reminds me of Napa leather, honestly. It does have some etchings in it to kind of give it a perforated look. This is a 60-40 split bench. You can get captain's chairs on an EX trim level or higher for the Sorento. And then on top of that, you still have the same sliding feature. You still have the same angle lever, and then of course you do have the one touch button for getting in and out of the Sorento. So you press this, the seat folds forward so you can get in the third row, but you have the same button on the shoulder pad, so if you want to get out of the third row, you can do that with ease. Okay, so in addition to that, like I said earlier, this is not a panoramic roof model, but it is an option on the S trim level. So with that, I have a ton of headroom here. I'm 5'9", I'm not a tall dude. This seat's actually pretty far forward. I'm very comfortable here. I have a ton of room. I've got more room on my side. I feel comfortable. So, very, very nice. Other things to make note, honestly, this interior color just makes the interior very, very airy and roomy. So, I'm a big fan. So now, let's get to the front. Let's get down to business. All right, so we're gonna step into the Sorento here. I'm actually gonna start the car. So push button start. 4-cylinder comes to life. Close the door real quick. Like I said, this just got off the truck, guys. You still have all the coverings, even on the interior moldings, everything. I'm actually gonna turn down the fan speed here, and look at this. It's touch. It's a haptic feedback, and I'm actually gonna say this is extremely responsive. Honestly, look at that. Super responsive. Dual zone climate controls in this S model. You do have Kia's new 3-stage automatic climate controls, so you can choose high, medium, or low for the fan speeds for the automatic climate controls. These toggle switches feel so good. I'm gonna keep that down for noise. These toggle switches for the AC feel amazing. They really do. Okay, so I love that. The new vent design, it's been controversial if I can talk correctly, but I think this looks amazing. It is a 2 vent system here, which I think also just looks cool. So like you can turn that one to the left or right, this one up and down if you want to. And then other things you're going to notice here, this is a Telluride's interior, right? So you got the toggle switches for the heated seats here, 8-speed automatic transmission, nothing new here or anything crazy. You do have a deep storage pocket here. You have a fast charge USB on both sides and a USB port. And then on top of that, look at that, 2 cup holders here, really nice. You have a storage pocket here for whatever you want. You do have the button to turn off the automatic start stop for the motor. This button is new. So this usually comes in vehicles with a surround view camera system, but this actually just activates the rear camera on command. So if it's anything like the surround view camera system, it probably has a speed limit of 10 miles an hour under. This button turns off the rear parking sensors. So, and then over here, you do have a standard gauge close to here. Like I said, it's fresh off the truck. So 5 miles of gas in it. And then of course it's in shipping mode. If you look on here, beautiful steering wheel. I think they designed the steering wheel really well. It is leather wrapped, which is nice. Other things to make note, you can see the design here it's connected all the way across. So it gives it a uniform look. All new for the Sorento will be a fully digital instrument cluster, 12.3 inch. It comes on SX trim levels, if I'm not mistaken, and higher. So, and then let's talk about safety features, because the Sorento is one of our bread and butter SUVs, and safety is something that it does not skip out on. So let's talk steering wheel buttons. So of course you have lane following assist here, so it'll actively center you in the lane and follow the lane markers. You do have lane departure warning here. You do have blind spot detection. It's kind of hard to see in the mirror, but it actually is all new. In terms of design of the indicator, you can see there, it's actually a triangle. There you go, look inside the tree. It is a triangle, which is really nice. Automatic up and down window for the driver, and then the other 3 passengers are normal. You do have safe exit assist here, so if there's a car coming up from behind you, it'll alert you, so that way you don't open the door and get hit. Another thing that they took from the K5, one touch cruise control, so you just press the button and it goes. You don't have to worry about hitting set, reset, or whatever. Automatic headlights with auto high beam assist, something you'd expect on a car of this nature. Again, LED headlights are standard on a Sorento. And then let's talk about design of the dash real quick, because I just finished up most of the safety features, because other things are, you know, automatic collision warning for the front and rear cross traffic alert, things of that nature. Something that they carried over from other Kia models. A tiered dash looks amazing. I don't think they could have done any better with this dash design. It gives it character without being too crazy. The Garnish looks amazing. It's the same Garnish that's on the door pocket. I love it. Other things to make note, this is the 8-inch touchscreen. They pretty much borrowed it from the K5 and a few other devices here. So you do have Bluetooth. I mean, it's a pretty standard 8-inch touchscreen. You got Bluetooth, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto standard, so you can use whatever you want. You got quiet mode here that's carried over from the Telluride and the older Sorento, or outgoing Sorento rather. So it'll cut off the second and third row speakers and keep the front speakers on. So if you got a car full of people and you don't want to wake them up during a road trip or whatever have you, you can listen to what you want without waking them up. So, and then yeah, pretty much everything else is standard fare there, which is nice. So that's also really nice. See, pair a new device, which supports phone projection, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, wireless as well, which is all new for the Sorento. So really nice, really nice. Nothing crazy up here. Map lights standard. So these are going to be halogen bulbs or incandescent, whichever the specific term is. You can get LED interior lighting on higher trim levels as well. And then these, nothing crazy here. Still has a plastic covering over it. I'm just gonna, let's get that up. So nothing crazy there, okay? So one thing you notice, look at how much you can see. You can see literally everything around this Sorento. There's nothing you can't see. It's amazing. I love it. So let's talk drive modes. So you can select through a few, kind of hard to see there. So you got sport, tightens up the steering, lags the gears, so that way you're always in a power band. You've got eco there, so that way it shifts earlier and it'll reduce throttle response a little bit, so that way you don't jump to RPMs. Comfort, just a standard neutral setting. And then you do have smart mode, which it'll actually change between all the drive modes based on how you drive, just to give you the most out of your driving experience in the new Sorento. So very nice there. How about we take a trip in the back? All right, getting to the back of the Sorento. So one thing I will say, the trunk release is not here. It's actually all the way at the bottom here. So you put your hand there, you can feel the button, press it up. Third row is down here, but you see you have a ton of space. You have the fast charge USBs. You do have storage pockets and cup holders on the side. And then one thing that they took from the Telluride, no more of those levers. You can just press these buttons and you can actually release the middle row, which is really nice. It's not power activated, so they will not go back up, but you still have that option there. 12-volt power outlet back here. And then just like the Telluride, you have this middle pocket here. And underneath, you see you got the jack for the spare tire. The spare tire releases underneath it, and then you do have a storage pocket there. So very, very nice. So this car, all in all, looks fantastic. And I don't think Kia could have done any better with the Sorento. Just take a look at that. Absolutely beautiful. So now, let's lock her up and let's get her ready to sell, shall we?